Hi, my name is Mondy, and I came to Cape Town on a solo trip to heal, to navigate a career crisis, heal my relationship with food, my finances, and even my love life. In this episode, I'm focusing on food. I used to overthink a lot what I eat and let rules control me, but on this solo journey, I'm just letting go. It's all about intuition, indulgence, and simply enjoying whatever I feel like. So here's what I eat along my solo travel in Cape Town. We are going to have breakfast now and to work a bit on my vlog. There's something about smoothie bowls whenever I travel. I don't know why, but the moment I'm in a new place, I get this urge to try smoothie bowls. Maybe it's because they feel like a big healthy dessert for breakfast. And I love desserts. Every time I order one, I'm reminded that I can actually make them pretty well myself. So maybe it's also the quiet satisfaction of comparing it to my own and feeling a little proud. I had my breakfast, opened my laptop, and managed to finish a big chunk of editing for my solo office blog, which still feels like a dream whenever I rewatch it, so please watch it. Since it was Saturday, I was excited to revisit the Oranjezicht Market. It's only open on Wednesday evenings and weekend mornings until 2. Last Wednesday was hectic. I went with 2 girls I just met and a date, which was somehow chaotic on its own way, so I barely could be present in the market and enjoy it. Today felt different, calmer. I love browsing places like this on my own. Solo traveling gives you so much freedom to move the way you want, but the downside is that you suddenly have endless choices. And I'm already someone who overthinks even the simplest decisions, especially when it comes to food. One thing I knew I wanted to try though was Melktert, the classic South African Melktert. The vendor let me try a tiny sample and it was so delicate and creamy. I told myself that this little bite was enough, but it truly wasn't. The taste stuck with me for the next days and week, so I told myself that I had to come back for a proper slice. Now going to the time out market. Traveling solo means I rarely follow a real plan. I just let the day take me wherever I want, so I ended up wandering towards the V&A waterfront. Oh, actually I didn't get that Melktert because I wanted to try something at the time out market instead. But honestly, I didn't expect it to feel that touristy. None of the food stalls really spoke to me, so I left unimpressed. I figured I would try taking the bus for the first time, but of course I learned the hard way that you need one of those rechargeable cards. I waited 20 minutes only to be told I couldn't buy a ticket on board. So tip for you, you need to buy a rechargeable MyConnect card at a MyCity station kiosk or at certain participating shops or retailers across Cape Town and load with credit beforehand. Then you just tap in when you get on, tap out when you get off, and the system automatically charges you for the distance you traveled. By the time I was getting really hungry, but I still wanted to save my stomach for something I genuinely wanted. When I travel, I'm pretty careful with my food choices. Not in a strict way, but more like I value my body a lot. And eating something you don't truly crave feels like a wasted experience. So I checked out the time out vendors again and saw the Siba, an internationally awarded fine dining restaurant, has a deli version, so I tried their Chakalaka. It's the South African spicy vegetable relish. It was good, but not the life-changing moment I wished it would be. On my way out of the V&A, I walked past a group of young local people dancing, and it instantly lifted my mood. I don't know why, but somehow African music and dance have this way of touching my heart. The rhythm, the energy, or maybe it's the fire sign in me awakening. Even though it was a little bit touristy, I must say, I could see how much joy they had performing. So I stood there for a while just soaking in their energy. After that, I headed back to Sea Point where I stayed, and I was really craving some Asian food. I ended up at Simply Asia, and honestly, their name perfectly summed up how I felt about it. The menu looked so promising, full of authentic Thai dishes, and while my order wasn't mind-blowing, it was exactly what I was craving. I wanted something sweet afterwards, so I finally got to try something from Checkers, healthy and nutritious corner, a section I seriously wanted to buy everything from.
It's time to reservation.
I checked out of my apartment in Sea Point and decided to move closer to the city center to gardens.
To be honest, I feel a bit sad about leaving Seapoint now. I always cherish those summer last days.
I couldn't check in yet, so I figured I would visit the Old Biscuit Mill since it was Sunday and it's only open on weekends. I walked for about an hour to get there, and I have to admit I was pretty scared on the way. I've been warned a lot about walking around quieter areas, especially as a woman, but I still wanted to get in my steps. When I finally arrived, I was honestly disappointed. I had heard it was supposed to be lively with a great vibe, but it was almost completely empty. I was hoping to grab breakfast or at that point lunch already, but everything I saw looked cold and dried out, like it had been sitting there for hours. I checked out a few stores just because I made all my way to get there, but I knew I needed to redeem my morning somehow. So I went back to my little bougie world, to Cafe Sophie, a place I had wanted to visit since day one but somehow didn't make it to. And honestly, I was in awe. I loved everything, the stuff, the interior, the food. It felt like a place I actually belonged. Maybe I appreciated it even more after my bad experience in Woodstock at the market. I stayed for a while, ordered something light, and just sat there reading my book. I left some space in my tummy because I was on a mission to try Koesisters, a traditional Cape Malay donut made with spices like cardamom, ginger, and cinnamon. I went to 3 different shops that supposedly have the best ones, and all of them were closed. Just when I was about to give up, I spotted a small street vendor selling Koesisters. I was so lucky. They seemed authentic, not overhyped, supporting the local community. But unfortunately, they only accept card payments if you buy 3 of the Koesisters, and I only wanted to try 1. So I told the vendor, it's fine, I'll just pay for 3, just give me 1. The vendor was surprised and went to grab the card machine and ended up gifting me a bottle of water. While I was waiting, a private tour group arrived at the stall. The guide started explaining what Koesisters are, and I had this little proud moment like, yes, I found this on my own without a local guide. The guide invited me to join their tour, and I tagged along for a bit, but almost everything he talked about were places I had already visited, so I slipped away after a few minutes. I still had some time to kill before checking into my new hotel, so I decided to sit down at Honest Chocolate again, which was a great chance to try their chocolate truffles I've eyed before. By the time my room was finally ready, so I checked in and got settled. Okay, this is my new little room. It's very small, but I can cook here. This is the bathroom. It's fun.
I'm super hungry. Oh my god, look at those mountains.
For dinner, I picked a spot I had saved on Google Maps whilst wandering around because I craved a real fresh, tender calamari. I mean, we're right at the Atlantic Ocean, so I was hoping for some super fresh seafood. I have grilled prawns and calamari, and also I have this peri-peri sauce, which I'm very excited about. And even though the meal looked super humble and unexciting at all, it ended up being literally my favorite meal.
These fries, oh god, they are the best fries I've ever eaten. They are so juicy.
Once again, I felt proud of trusting my gut and discovering a little gem all on my own without any research or recommendations. While walking there, I realized I was actually right next to a place called Café Paradiso. I had saved for having one of the best Malva puddings, a classic South African baked sponge pudding.
Very good, thank you.
I fell in love with the whole vibe of the restaurant.
I ordered the Malva pudding, which is very famous from South Africa.
The Malva pudding, wow, I had no words for that. You can order it with custard or vanilla ice cream. I was told by the waitress to order it with custard the traditional way. It was so indulgent, gooey, warm and moist, like a big hug that literally released a flood of dopamine. And that's the moment I realized I had finally embraced food freedom, after years of overthinking and living with that constant food noise in the back of my mind. Thank you so much for watching my solo food vlog. I hope you enjoyed discovering all these South African traditional delicacies with me, and that it didn't just make you hungry, but also inspired you to visit Cape Town and try them for yourself. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, check out part 1 of my Cape Town solo trip diaries, and stay tuned for the next episode.